All night, try to, take water out of the bowl, you know what I mean? Because the big swallow, you know what I mean? Big swallow, they coming through the boat and then we try to make the boat floating.
That was the terrifying tale of what happened when a boat being navigated by 3 local sailors experienced mechanical difficulties on the lonesome Blue Sea this past weekend. The men were rescued more than 24 hours later on Saturday morning after they failed to return from a boating trip on Friday night, and according to residents who were a part of the search and rescue efforts, negligence on the part of the fishermen may have been to blame for their close call to death. The men were reportedly out to sea without a compass, without a map, without any flashlights, and without any form of communication when they drifted off after their engine failed. One boater tells more.
We was there about until 10 o'clock this morning, Saturday morning. Our father, along with Shot, along with Torbert, along with Ali Smith, we was found about 7 miles southwest of Great St. Kitts. We was brought ashore. The fishing tournament was called off for the day because of an entire search and rescue.
The engine cut off. We put fuel in the tank. We try to start the engine again, like 3 times, and then battery dead. Try to kick in the engine. I try myself, whatever I can do, you know what I mean? We can make the engine run, you know what I mean? So we drop the anchor and we spend the night there.
With manpower heavily boosted with the assistance of other fishermen on Saturday morning, members of the Royal Turks and Caicos Police Marine Branch immediately executed a search and rescue mission as soon as they were notified. Turks and Caicos Marine Police Officer Simon Talbot tells News 4 that it was a joint effort of local residents that brought to the successful execution of the search and rescue mission.
And we executed a search to the north and east of the island, Grand Turk, last evening, and search for the missing persons with no success. So the search was called off last night and to commence 6 o'clock to date, which we got out 6 o'clock. We had a meeting with all of the fishermen, which they decided that they were going to call the fishing trip off for the day, and they all were going to embark on search and rescue mission for the missing fishermen, which each boat left the jetty at about 8 o'clock, and they went in the directions of South Caicos, East Caicos.
This is the second time police have had to respond to missing men at sea, and unlike the last time, these men were found. However, police officials caution residents of the dangers of tackling the high seas without proper navigation devices and without appropriate communication. Meanwhile, Press Liaison Officer Sergeant Calvin Chase tells News 4 that reports of the boat X-Man, which Ricky Cox and Devon Seymour were last seen on, was found this past weekend, are false. Sergeant Chase tells News 4 that no wreckage was found and that there are no signs to suggest that residents found a wreckage site.
Well, we are still carrying out investigations surrounding that entire incident, and with the reports of these residents finding remnants of a boat. So we are still conducting investigations into that.
The officer tells News 4 that investigations into the disappearance of the men are ongoing and that foul play is not suspected in this case. Bad weather at sea could have been a factor in the incident. For WIV4 News, I'm Angie Toussaint.